Ladies and gentlemen, I hereby open the combined public sitting of the examination committees for computer science and engineering, embedded systems, data science and artificial intelligence, and industrial and applied mathematics. These committees represent different master programs of mathematics and computer science. My name is Edwin van den Heuvel, and I am the Dean of the Department of Mathematics and Computer Science. And it's my honor to chair this ceremony. It is also my great pleasure to welcome you all, in particular to welcome all the candidates to this graduate event. And I guess it's going to be you. We are in a different room than we normally are, so I have to look a little bit, but okay. We are happy that we can celebrate this event together on our campus again. We are, as department, proud to have 10 students here. Our students will receive the degree of Master of Science. I think 2 of them will receive the degree with cum laude. This has been your result of hard work and sometimes under difficult conditions due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We have offered these students a rich variety of advanced courses given by excellent teachers on the other side. You also did a challenging graduation project. We think they are well prepared for their future careers. Some may continue in science as PhD student. Well, that's not a lot of reaction, but okay. Some might actually start their own business. Some might just go work at a kind of industry as a professional. None. Okay, well, we're going to hear about that, I hope. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed our university and the program you followed. The Examination Committee for Computer Science and Engineering and Data Science in Engineering has assessed the work of the following candidates. Please accept my apologies if I have incorrectly pronounced your name. Roy van Dijk. Roy van Dijk, okay. Wieger Punter. Good. Annika Dubbeldam. Phuong Tring. Maybe close, I'm not sure. Marco Petkovic. Evie de Vouw. Thomas de Hoge. Ali Sanae Namaji. Close or not? Close enough. Close enough, okay. Theodore Chervasuta and Mika van den Loon. So, ladies and gentlemen, candidates, Masters of Science, I am pleased to say that you have all passed your examinations. And you will therefore receive your diploma shortly from your respective master degree and from your supervisor. Or a replacement in case the supervisor couldn't come. This degree entitles you to use the titles Master of Science and Ingenieur. Next, the graduation supervisors of the candidates will hand out your diplomas along with a short speech, personal speech. Our program highly values personal contact between lecturers and students. Therefore, I now invite our students to come forward, and I think it's best if you will be standing on this side when your name pops up. And then we'll do one by one of the graduations and we'll deliver a speech. I think the screen will say it all. Yeah, so when your name pops up, we'll start. So let's start the speeches and the graduation of handing out the diplomas. I like to start the first one, and then I have to click. Yeah.
Beste Roy. Welkom bij deze diploma-uitreiking. Het doet me plezier je hier weer in levende lijven te zien, want we hebben voornamelijk online samengewerkt. Voor jouw begeleiding heb ik samengewerkt met mijn collega Eleni Constantino en ik wil haar ook even bedanken. Een van de vragen waar jij naar gekeken hebt is, hoe zit software eigenlijk in elkaar? Welke bouwstenen worden er allemaal gebruikt? En als we naar een fysiek product kijken, kunnen we dat achterhalen door naar dat ding te kijken of het uit elkaar te halen. En bij software moeten we dan de source code uit elkaar halen. In die source code staan allerlei verwijzingen. Dat zijn vaak verwijzingen naar externe bouwstenen, die in het jargon libraries worden genoemd. En die libraries zelf kunnen ook weer bestaan van andere externe libraries. En zo ontstaat een hiërarchisch netwerk van bouwstenen. En bovendien heeft software de eigenaardige eigenschap dat ze continu evolueert. Dus verwijzingen naar libraries worden telkens gewijzigd of vervangen door verwijzingen naar andere libraries. Verder is het goed om te weten dat software tegenwoordig bestaat uit honderdduizenden of misschien miljoenen regels code. En dan lijkt het me duidelijk dat het een uitdaging is om te snappen hoe software in elkaar zit. Specifiek ging jouw project over het visualiseren van software. Dus het maken van een software tool dat een grafische representatie genereert die weergeeft hoe software in elkaar zit. En dat heb je specifiek gedaan voor JavaScript, een moderne programmeertaal. We kwamen er snel achter dat visualisatie niet simpel een statisch plaatje moet zijn, maar dat gebruikers behoefte hebben aan interactieve visualisaties. Ze de behoefte hebben om te configureren, te filteren, te selecteren. En daar heb je een mooi softwaregereedschap voor gemaakt. Je hebt je tool ook gepubliceerd als een open source tool, waar je zelf ook aan bijdraagt. En daar was al snel interesse in. Afgelopen herfst raakte ik in gesprek met een collega-hoogleraar uit Zwitserland, die expert is op het gebied van softwarevisualisatie. En hij was gelijk geïnteresseerd om jouw software uit te proberen bij een lokaal bedrijf. Dus toepassingsmogelijkheden alom. Roy, je staat hier nu aan het einde van een rit aan de universiteit. Je hebt zelfstandig een mooi project uitgevoerd met een prachtig resultaat. Graag wil ik jou en je familie van harte feliciteren. En ik wens je heel veel succes in je loopbaan. Een foto. En dan krijg je de sweater?
Ja.
Oeps. En je krijgt een prachtige daar.
Dankjewel.
Veel plezier ermee.
Dankjewel.
Here, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's for me. So I'm here to read a speech from M&CS. He was not able to come to the ceremony, but he wrote a few words for you. So, dear Wieger, congratulations for completing your degree. Here is your hard-earned diploma. I had the pleasure to co-supervise you during the thesis together with Vlado Menkovsky, just me. You chose to work on a fairly challenging topic. Can databases use deep learning to predict what the user will ask next and prepare accordingly in order to be more responsive? And if yes, what's the best way to do so? As is the case with many of the research-intensive thesis topics, nobody knew the answer to this question, and the topic was even more difficult since it touched a very core of two distinct areas of computer science, namely databases and machine learning. You rose to the challenge, you quickly acquired the preliminary knowledge of both areas, you understood the problem, and you started presenting possible approaches for addressing it. Quite a few technical constraints appeared in the process, but in the end you submitted a thesis that contributes to the state-of-the-art in databases and is promising in deep learning. As you know, we are planning to build on this work, strengthen it, and prepare a publication with the results. Therefore, I was quite delighted when you told me that you plan to continue with a PhD, and I'm honored that you chose to do it with me. Wieger, it was fun working with you, and I'm looking forward to the results of your ongoing research and to preparing many paper submissions together. Also, it's high expectations, to be careful. All right, where are we? I'm confident that we will both learn a lot during this process, enjoy our collaboration, and have excellent results. All right. Sorry. That was for screenshots, yes.
Beste Annika, geachte ingenieur, dames en heren. Ik moet mij verontschuldigen voor mijn collega Renate Medeiros. Zij heeft jou begeleid, maar meldde zich gisteren dat ze ziek op bed lag. Ze heeft mij gevraagd om jou even toe te spreken. En dat doe ik graag. Annika heeft als data scientist gewerkt in een ziekenhuis. En daar is ze eens gaan kijken naar de vraag hoe we patiënten zo snel mogelijk het ziekenhuis uitkrijgen. Dan denkt u misschien, oh, nou, maar op de juiste manier. Heel veel patiënten die in het ziekenhuis terechtkomen, hebben op een gegeven moment na de behandeling nog nazorg nodig. In een verpleeg- of verzorgingshuis of thuiszorg. En het proces om op het juiste moment die zorg in te schakelen en in te plannen, dat blijkt toch lastiger dan men dacht. Annika heeft daarnaar gekeken en die heeft het voor elkaar gekregen om eigenlijk op een eerder moment te beslissen welke nazorg nodig is, zodat het ziekenhuisbed zo snel mogelijk weer beschikbaar is voor de volgende patiënt, maar ook zodat de patiënt zo snel mogelijk de juiste nazorg krijgt. Eigenlijk win-win. En dat werk dat, is niet alleen voor de TU interessant, maar dat werk is ook gepubliceerd. En dat wil zeggen dat Annika de gelegenheid heeft gekregen om dat werk te presenteren voor een internationaal gezelschap in Bolzano afgelopen oktober. We hadden prachtig weer, dus ik hoop dat jij net zoveel van die week genoten hebt als wij allemaal. Maar het is voor een masterstudent echt een hele uitdaging om zelfs tijdens het afstuderen al te werken aan een publicatie en die ook nog eens af te maken en gepubliceerd te krijgen. Daar mag je echt met recht trots op zijn. Samen met Renata ben je aan het proberen om te kijken of je een promotieplaats kunt krijgen in samenwerking met de ziekenhuizen. Daarvoor is in ieder geval een deel van de funding geregeld, dus het is nog eventjes zoeken naar de contracten. Maar als alles goed gaat, dan verwachten we jou binnenkort in onze groep en dan zien we je nog veel vaker met nog veel meer publicaties in de toekomst. Dus nogmaals, Annika, van harte gefeliciteerd. Nou, nog even over de sweater. Dit is one size fits no one. Maar mocht die te groot of te klein uitvallen, kijk eerst even of je kunt ruilen met een van de kandidaten, want ik heb er 2 en ik weet niet welke voor wie is. Mocht dat niet lukken, weet ik zeker dat Jessica de juiste maat voor je kan regelen.
Dankjewel.
Dear Fong, for your final graduation project, you worked on aspect-based future learning. Your work is in the field of artificial intelligence and machine learning. In this field, we commonly want to automate a task done by a human that cannot be simply reduced to a set of rules. Machine learning has been very successful in image recognition, but what may not be clear to a wider audience is that this task is typically very narrowly defined. Featured learning is one such machine learning setting where the algorithm learns to associate a query data point, for example, an image, to a set of given images. One assumption is that in this setting is that these images come from a fixed set of classes or types, but in a more general setting where data can be described in different ways, the task of association becomes quite challenging and complex. Nevertheless, we as humans typically do a very good job at this. So your work was to try to build an algorithm that can similarly do as humans do. You made very good progress in solving this task and then in expanding the utility of AI and machine learning. You were very dedicated to your goal and you managed to overcome a number of challenges in your project. Very well done. It was a pleasure to be part of your graduation project. Congratulations again, Fong, and much success in your future. Dear Marco, congratulations on your graduation. You graduated with a cum laude. Very well done. The complexity of the human cells and in other animal plant cells is staggering. With each step of increasing our understanding, we create opportunities for new treatments and avoiding diseases. With the increase in measurement technologies, much more data is now available for us to understand how the cell works better. This also creates opportunities for us, data scientists, to contribute to this important cause. MicroRNAs are small non-coding RNA molecules that are involved in post-transcriptional regulations of gene expression. Understanding them and their role in the cell can lead to uncovering potential reasons for disease and opportunities for treatment. However, not all microRNA molecules are known, nor a detailed description of how they are, what constitutes a microRNA actually exists. You worked on a very challenging problem of developing a description of a microRNA molecule from examples of data of microRNA molecules using machine learning. You showed outstanding dedication and ingenuity in this task that spanned these two fields of biology and computer science. You managed to understand the biological aspects of the task and translate them into machine learning problem formulations. You developed a model that can both simulate microRNA molecules and develop a description of the molecule using concepts from biological domain. Quite a success. The results are exciting, and I hope we can publish them to the community. Overall, you showed very positive attitude, creativity, and you contributed to the group and supported your colleagues. These are all positive traits that will without a doubt serve you in your future career, which I'm happy to share is as a PhD student at TUE with me as a co-supervisor. All right, congratulations again, Marco, to your great success.
Well, let me get my speech. Yeah, I'm on behalf of Anna, and I could not be here today, unfortunately. But yeah, I had a pleasure to supervise you at Canada before moving to TUE this summer. It was a good time. I remember talking to Anna at some point. I was just discussing possibilities of collaboration, and she told me, okay, there is one master student. She wants to go to Canada for an internship. It sounds interesting. So, and she told me, yeah, it's a good student. I said, okay, yeah, we never reject good students, so please send me. You start making your plan. Yeah, it was, I don't know if it was advisable to go to Canada in January, February, but it was, if you think last week was cold, you should move to Canada to change your mind about what cold means. Yeah, the problem is that winter in Canada is not only cold, but it's very lonely. But at the end, you survived, you're okay, it looks, in fact, you did it pretty well. You're sharp-minded. Our discussion is always good. You're the most organized student I've ever seen in my life, honestly. You're respectful, intelligent, you're an easy person to leave, so everything was absolutely fine. I have quite a very good experience in working with you. I know for the other people in the lab as well. The project was really challenging because we tried to get like cell phone information and try to make predictions about youth mental health diseases, and not only working with computer science, but in the wild with people from health science is always very challenging. I know that you have your ups and downs because real life is always very hard. So building something from ground up without much support, but trying your best, it's challenging every time. But again, you handle the situation quite well. You find your way, you succeed, while also, as far as I know, you enjoy Canada. Canada, it's not only cold, it's also beautiful. I only have good things to say about you and the experience to work with you, but I have only 2 minutes to speech. So let me just wrap up. There is an important thing to say. At the same time we were going to Canada, I was doing my last interviews here at TUE, and I thought, okay, should I go to TUE or not? And then there's a student coming. Let's get the opportunity to see what TUE can produce, right? Because for us as professors, the most important thing is good students. Well, I get impressed, so I'm here. Yeah? And I'm pleased to say that you not only succeed, but also graduate cum laude in recognition of your efforts. So congratulations.
So it's me again. Hope you're not tired. I have one more. So this is a speech from Mikola. He wasn't able to be here. He's traveling at the moment. He asked me to read these words for him. Dear Thomas, greetings from New Zealand, the other side of the world. You can hear some seasonal let-it snow here on the radio, the butterfly effect of which seems to reach Eindhoven. I hope you enjoyed the freezing temperature and a couple of days of proper winter. I sincerely congratulate you with the successful completion of your MSc studies, Master Studies. You chose to do your graduation project with the Ministry of Defense. The short title of your thesis was already scary. All right, get ready. Real-time object detection of custom classes on constrained x86 hardware for military intelligence and reconnaissance purposes. I made it. And its expanded version of an integrated methodology to enable real-time object detection on constrained x86 devices by selecting, optimizing, and deploying a suitable YOLO v5 target model and constructing datasets from multiple data sources with a proposed supervisor merge procedure. Was the longest title, MSc thesis title I've witnessed so far. Congrats on that. Jokes aside, Thomas, you have completed a solid project on a challenging problem. You developed an object detection sensor prototype for JSTARC that is meant to assist soldiers in the field during surveillance and reconnaissance operations. You studied to what extent existing pre-trained general-purpose object detection models can be fine-tuned to detect new custom military objects. And you addressed the hardware requirements for ML and check the overall impact of your design choices on the detection performance. Your thesis work went beyond traditional deep learning practitioners' routine of finding relevant data on the internet and applying different machine learning techniques to squeeze some more percentages of generalization accuracy of the model. Your supervisor at the defense was Captain Mirte Versteeg. Steven Schwartz Diaz, your daily supervisor in our data and AI cluster, had background in applied research in defense back in Brazil. You had a chance to meet and interact with several more experts to understand better the challenges and possible solutions. You collected some data in the field and performed a small-scale evaluation of the developed prototype. You should stop providing any further details, or I should stop providing any further details, such that you can share a few remaining bits that can be shared with your peers over a glass of tea or coffee at the ceremony. Just as a side note, I appreciate your eagerness to respond to the Russian invasion into Ukraine by developing an AI system for registering war crimes, and you consider that as another possible topic for your thesis. I wish you could make multiple copies of yourself to work on such important topics. Thomas, it was a pleasure to supervise your graduation project together with Mirta and Steven. Congratulations again and all the best in your future career. Congratulations. Dear Ali, this is also a speech from Mikola, right? Yes, so we're clear. Dear Ali, congratulations with the successful completion of your MSc studies. You did your MSc thesis project in ING in the model validation team. Your goal was to develop an approach to tell good and bad machine learning models apart in such a way that would not require the knowledge of true outcomes. Typically, for evaluating predictive machine learning models, we create a benchmark of many representative so-called cases or examples for which we know what the correct predictions are. Then we can check in how many cases the predictions of our model coincide with the correct predictions, examine wrongly predicted cases, and try to understand how good or bad our model is. But what shall we do when we do not have such ground truth information? How can we provide cues about the quality of the constructed machine learning model? These are related questions you are trying to answer by developing such a framework for so-called unsupervised evaluation of machine learning models. You examine different metrics available in the literature and experimented extensively with a couple of them to understand how useful they are in the model validation department of the bank. Such a study was conceptually and methodologically challenging and not really your cup of tea, as you figured out in the process, trying to jump as quickly as possible to doing something useful. You really wanted to find a strong correlation between the metrics you studied and the traditionally used ones, like accuracy, precision, and recall. But those corrections appear to be weak, and you should establish the usefulness of the considered metrics. Ali did not find your holy grail, but learned a lot as a data scientist working in the real environment of the bank. That experience and training help you find the next job already before your graduation. Congratulations again, and all the best in your future career.
Dear Theodore, dear engineer, it's good to be here today and nice to see you. So we've worked together mainly online, and you worked on a very challenging problem that especially online is also highly difficult. It's communication. So scientists tend to overthink their solutions, make them technically sound and complex, but not always easy to explain to the end user. And at the same time, companies that try to sell have to sell things that they can explain. So we very often use our master students to bridge that gap. How can we get companies to interpret very complicated software or complicated solutions and present them to an end user in a way that the end user can actually understand the technical context? And you did that in a company called UiPath, formerly Process Gold, and before that it was even called MagnaView. It's an old startup from this university, and they're still very active in collaborating with us. They're located here in the train station, yet we never met there. We only met online. And during that thesis, you struggled with the software they had, because they have their own idea on how things should be implemented that probably do not completely match with what we teach students. And they also have their own idea of how this complex technical solution should be calculated on the data that they get as input, which also doesn't completely correspond to what we teach the students. So it was Theodore's job to match his knowledge throughout the courses to the very difficult environment that UiPath provided for you. And in order to get there, you actually developed software in their platform. You made a product that they can build on that indeed does this. It identifies deviations between what the software says is going on in a company and what the company thinks is going on in the company, and it finds these deviations and presents them to a user in a way that you can see visually what's going wrong, but you can also get a textual explanation explaining what you're seeing. A very interesting project that you have no doubt will have some follow-up with UiPath in a collaboration. So thank you for starting that, and thank you to UiPath for hosting Theodore, and I wish you all the best in your future career. And of course for you also, this one.
Dear Mika, congratulations with your diploma. This is well deserved. Unfortunately, something went wrong in the delivery of a speech of your supervisor, Wouter Duivenstein. So I have taken the liberty to say a few words, since Mika and I have worked on several projects together. First of all, I'm of course deeply disappointed that you're, after choosing for a bachelor end project in my group on spatial data analysis and choosing for a capita selecta on causal analysis with machine learning, you choose a master thesis in another group. You should have selected statistics, a project within my group. I would have been able to give you also a bootstrap problem if this is what you really wanted, yes? But not choosing for statistics, you must agree, was a mistake. Your master thesis was about exceptional model mining, which is a technique to find specific subgroups in a data set that has specific features. I worked with your supervisor on this topic myself, where we apply this technique to agriculture data. This technique is a nice approach, but it still has some performance issues due to the way the search algorithms work, and that needs a solution. What I understood of your thesis is that you have tried to validate the necessity of all or some of the features in a subgroup classification. The technique that you have applied is bootstrapping and, of course, statistics. Whatever you do in data science, you cannot get around statistics. Clearly, I cannot tell you how you have worked during your master thesis, since I was not involved, but I do know you a little from the other projects. Mika is hardworking, intelligent, and a quiet person. He dives almost immediately into the technical aspects of the data science field, and you are well organized. I remember our meetings that you nicely reported what you have done and discussed what the next steps you wanted to take. This is a real strength. When he worked with projects of me, Mika was confronted to topics he had never seen before, and I guess maybe the topic in the master thesis was similar, at least, I'm not sure, but okay. But he was really able to very quickly understand the topic. You know, he tries to immediately implement what he's learned, not just stay at the theoretical level, but wants to understand how theory and practice, let's say, collaborate. Even during your BAP, you already showed creativity, which I found amazing, and you tried to find your own direction, so I can imagine that these things have just been further developed for your master thesis. Furthermore, the Capita Selecta demonstrated that you are also a team player. Here you work closely with 4 other students. One of them is over there. And this went very well. I was a little surprised that you did not want to work further on the topic to make it a paper, but maybe this shows another strength, since you wanted to give the master thesis all the attention it needed. To me, you are an ideal student. You do not need a lot of attention and you get the job done. Maybe one advice for you in the future is that you could be less quiet. Your ideas and thoughts are as important as those from other people who have less issues speaking their mind. Do not let the others overrule you. You are worth it. Congratulations and good luck in your future career. It is our custom that the chairwoman of our study association, Gewis, will address the graduates, a small speech, and highlight a few points and special contributions of some of you in case you have been very active in Gewis. So I would like to ask our chairwoman, Wietske de Bond, to come up front and give your presentation.
Dear graduates, family members and all other attendees. So my name is Wietske, I'm the current chair of Gewis, the Study Association for Mathematics and Computer Science, but also your master program falls into our cup of tea. And today's a special day, you have received your master's degree, and that's really worth it. But also on this day, 19 years ago, I think you were like around 5, around that age, a million .nl domain hits on the internet have been reached. And it really was a milestone for computer science and the development also for bigger communication and the sharing of knowledge. And I hope that you as data scientists will also be able to contribute all the knowledge you've learned here at the university into applying into the real world, whatever you will do next, to also be able to contribute to another milestone within data science. And at this moment, you're at a new chapter of your life. Maybe you've already started working in industry at a company, or some of you will continue with a PhD. And I hope that at this place, you will be able to start achieving many more goals and will also be able to contribute to the newest milestones you will reach as data scientists. And it wasn't an easy ride for you, of course. There's also been a COVID pandemic and a great time of your studies have been during this. But I'm very proud of you, and I think it also shows your strength and your motivation to be able to make this. And I'm also happy to be here in person and glad that you have the possibility to also make sure that this is celebrated with your family and friends and other people close. And I think they are very proud of you. Yes, and you can be proud of yourselves, but I'm also proud of you also on behalf of Gewis. And also a short mention, Ali, thank you for your contributions within both the department council and also the student council to make sure that the opinions of the students are heard within the department and also take care of the education within the department. And as you are now all alumni of our department, you're also invited to join ADA, the recently founded alumni association, so you can still keep in contact with each other and also, stay connected a little bit to the TUE. And then there's one thing left for me to say, and that's to congratulate you once again with this wonderful achievement. And I hope that it may stimulate you also for all the achievements you will be doing in the rest of your life.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Masters of Science, with reference to the words of the previous speakers and on behalf of the Department of Mathematics and Computer Science, Electrical Engineering and Industrial Engineering and Innovation Sciences, I congratulate you, your families, and your friends on your degree. I wish you every success and good fortune in your future careers. Carrying a scientific degree comes with duties and rights, and it is my duty to make you aware of this. Please pay attention because it's important to understand your duties and rights, in particular in this day and age. So, the scientific degree of master involves duties as well as rights. And so, holder of this degree, you are committed to standards of scientific integrity, trustworthiness, intellectual honesty, openness, independence, and societal responsibility. These standards are described in more detail in the Netherlands Code of Conduct for Research Integrity and in the Eindhoven Code based on it. You also have duties towards society. You must be clear about the boundaries of your own expertise. And you must communicate honestly and independently about the results of your work, including potential risks associated with it. You are committed to the ethical codes for research and design involving human subjects or animals. So the university likes to keep in contact with your graduates, with you. That's why we ask you to register in the AlumniNet. If you have not done yet, please do, and become a member of one of our alumni associations. More detailed information can be found, I think, in what you just received today. Never checked, but okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, outside this room, you will have a chance to congratulate the Masters of Science. But before we can do this, our photographer will now make some pictures of the candidates and the supervisors. We have to see how it works here, but okay. The supervisors will probably join behind you, and we would appreciate if all others could, maybe it's appreciated if you do not disturb, but you can also make your own pictures when we stand here. Yeah, so that everybody, and then we all leave the room and we can congratulate over there. So hereby I close the public sitting of the Examinations Committee of this session. Thank you very much.